This is going to be an interesting one to see, because at its real rawest energy, this is ground speed versus airspeed.
Yeah, it really is, man. And they just want to hit each other so bad. Yoshi flailing his noggin around, and Captain Falcon with all of the kicks, every single one.
Mm-hmm. Big punishes and even bigger movement options, ladies and gentlemen. We got Quack, we got Burst, and we got the other side of winter semifinals, ladies and gentlemen, here at Fusion number 65. I thought it was 64, but I was wrong. And this is gonna be, yeah, very unfortunate. And this is gonna be a really interesting one to see, man, because like I feel like Falcon, obviously, he's the second fastest character in the entire game, only behind Sonic the Hedgehog, as you can probably imagine, by a full unit behind him, actually.
Gosh, Sonic.
So on the ground, I feel like Yoshi is just going to really get beat out if he tries to do a lot of retreating options. Like, I feel like if Yoshi, like, tries to play a little more defensive, like, tries to do maybe, like, retreating aerials, and there are those Falcon buffs able to air dodge back to the stage that much quicker before getting nared for the Rock Croc and for his troubles right there. Beautiful stuff by Quack. Or beautiful stuff by Sakurai, you know, buffing that. Because that back air is going to take the stock.
Yeah, I mean, Burst was running that neutral for a very, very long time, but Captain Falcon is just such an explosive character. Quack was able to make his way back in that stock and then take that stock as if nothing happened.
Wow. Good on Quack for being able to drop shield right at the end right there. I feel like his shield was getting pretty close to being able to be broken. Either that or he got shield poked or something like that. I'm not really sure. This is where it's going to be really interesting because you see the way that Burst is actually intercepting Quack right here with these reverse neutral bees. It's really interesting to see, like, him to just sort of stuff him out in the air, which is where Yoshi really does a great job at doing, considering how quick he is. He knows this. I feel like right now Burst is really showing that he knows the spots where he needs to really be aggressive versus hang back. Because if Yoshi tries to play a little bit more of a slightly more grounded game, like maybe just lean back, lob out some forward airs like he's doing right there, chuck a couple of eggs, Falcon is literally just going to run in and hit you with something and rush you down for it at that front. So Burst really showing where he knows how to intercept here.
Yeah, and Burst has been doing a lot of short hop aerials. Quack is trying to call them out just a little bit off the mark with an F smash, and Burst able to get that disgusting gimp. Yoshi can go very deep against Captain Falcon. So, oh jeez, and as you're saying, man, that neutral B has just been killer. Like a great retreating option for Burst in this matchup.
No pun intended, but it's a really good burst option for him in this matchup by reversing it that front. I feel like if Burst decides to even hang back a little bit and play a slightly more defensive game, that's where Falcon is going to be able to really just rush you on the ground. He doesn't really have to care as much about Egg, considering how quick his dash speed is on the way back in. Burst, on the other hand, has like the fastest airspeed. He's able to intercept Falcon in situations like that just by running off the level and retreating back with a rising neutral air, perfectly placed to catch Falcon's exploitable recovery where he belongs, or according to Burst at least. And as a result, he'll be taking that first game over Quack.
Yeah, man. I mean, you see so many other characters try to go off stage against Falcon, and they have to commit to that gimp. Yoshi is there, he misses, and then he just double jumps back, and there's a ledge trap now. Like, his airspeed is so high that it affords him a very, very good luxury in this matchup, whereas he doesn't need to be afraid of going off stage as Falcon. He doesn't need to be afraid of giving up that stage position because of how fast the character is in the air.
There are quite a few characters with the privilege of rising neutral airs or just rising aerials, running off the level and back up to sort of create a little mini wall in that sense. A lot of characters in this game who have that privilege, and it is safe to say that Yoshi is one of them, if not the king at it, if we're being honest.
Oh, yeah. I mean, that super fast frame 3 nair active for 700 years, longer than the dinosaurs, I guess. I don't know.
Yeah.
It's got to be some kind of harp to that. Either way, Quack is definitely coming swinging this match to try and make him extinct.
I feel like every time Yoshi nairs, he's just calling back to his ancestors. Trying to see if he made them proud on that front. Falcon, though, he's a modern man, showing you what the modern man can do against the dino menace that is Yoshi in Burst. This is going to be interesting, because I don't know how the adaptation is going to really be here. Because if anything, no matter what level of play you're at, one way that you adapt is knowing how you got killed. Alright, this guy ran off the level, he did a retreating neutral air. I couldn't really do anything about that because it was a really exploitable position, so he probably knows he has to not only watch himself off the level, but just keep in mind where Burst is going to be instead of rather than where he is. Falcon players, they can swing it where you are because of how fast he is. But Yoshi has his own speed in spades, just in a different regard, Turtle Hands. So I feel like if Quack just tries to swing where Yoshi is, he's going to have a relatively bad time. And as a result, what I want to see from Quack, as that down smash takes the stock, I want to see him intercept Yoshi's approaches. That's what I really want to see.
I think he was doing a great job of that at the beginning of that stock. He just got a little too ambitious with that upbeat. Burst is definitely privy to it.
Whoa.
And he's able to get stomped into the ground and back up into the air. However stomps work, you know, you'd expect them to stay grounded or something, but nah, they're just bouncy balls in this thing.
I was going to say, like, Yoshi's a big boy, too, you know. I mean, one of the quote-unquote annoying things about him, or amazing things about him, as some people would say, is that despite, you know, how quick he is, like, he floats through the air like a butterfly, he not only stings like a bee, he's about the weight of about 10 king bees, to say the least. He's a heavy character as well, so I'm relatively surprised that that down air, no tech grounded spike, of course, killed him right there. He's a heavy character, but then again, he was a 202.
Yeah, I mean, finally able to get a stock there. But both of these competitors have just been scrapping so hard this stock. Here's a terrible situation for Quack again. Yeah, he's committing a little bit too hard in some of these situations, but you almost have to do it because that's Captain Falcon. You're just like, all right, if I get Yoshi off stage, he's not like worried about me destroying him. But anytime Yoshi gets me off stage, my minutes are numbered.
Pretty much, yeah. Even when he's like going for like those B reverse neutral Bs, those burst options we were talking about before, he's not even always doing it to land. I don't know if you saw the way he got that edge guard again.
Jeez.
Wow. Yo, that is such an interesting way to even up a game, man. Like those, literally both stocks. He took down airing Yoshi, killing him off the top. That's absolutely wild. And this is like one of the last characters too that I would even expect a Falcon to be able to do that to. But then again, Quack is out here showing you what a good Falcon can do.
Yeah, showing you what a good Falcon can do. Indeed, those movement mix-ups. He's catching these approaches from bursts more consistently. Finally, yep, see with that Raptor boost, it's been paying in spades going for that option. He knows exactly when to time it. And burst is being much, much more cautious compared to last game.
Ooh, as he should be. That's exactly what I wanted to see from Quack, man. I mentioned it before, man. I want to see him start intercepting Yoshi in the air instead with some of those strong Falcon smash attacks, some of those strong Falcon burst options, whether it's that or up B out of shield, it doesn't matter. Either way, if you could just know where he's going to go, if you know where he's going to be instead of swinging where he is, man, I feel like this could just really put in the work for Quack. Not for Quack, for Quack, my mistake. I got it backwards for a second. I feel like that could really work out for him as it's shown right there, man. Just knowing exactly where he's going to be. I'm going to retreat right here, throw out an up smash. Probably won't be able to punish me too hard for it, at least not to kill me. And I'm going to take a game.
Yeah, man, 1-1 on the board. Definitely looking like a very, very even matchup. Last stock both games, I believe. So things are getting heated right about now. I think we're going to be changing stage, though. Yeah, changing scenery to town and city. Yoshi's definitely a fan of this stage. It can cover a lot of ground in the air. Quack will be able to chase him down with the run speed, but those narrow, tight side blast zones, definitely a benefit to both characters. Interested to see how this one goes.
For sure. And I'm thinking about like the top blast zones and what that could really spell for these characters right here, because both of them are not necessarily... I want to say they're not big at killing off the top, but Quack got all 3 of his kills off the top last game. All 3 of them. So, if anything, I feel like this might spell a little bit more of a disaster for Quack on that end. Maybe Burst just noticed he kept dying off the top, like to whatever option it was, whether it was the downers or the up smash, and he thinks, okay, this is how this guy is getting his kills. So I'm going to take this away from him and give myself all the space in the world to just fly around like a butterfly, like a Yoshi is one to do. Maybe that's why he went down.
Oh, yeah, Burst definitely wanted the sour spot on that forward air, but still in a great position because of the quick acting nair. Burst is fencing with these back airs pretty well, and yeah, Quack just can't navigate that move at the moment. Not trying an approaching Raptor boost quite yet. Not privy to a way to deal with that retreating back air when he's at those high percents like that.
Yeah, man, I mean, it's a Yoshi. How often are you going to be whipping out a move like Raptor Boost, you know, to really deal with him? He's like in the air just constantly. That's a pretty easy thing to whip and get punished for if you're not careful for on that front, as well as down smashes on shields. which
Ooh,
Quack will
man.
easily retaliate to.
Wow, just out of range. The gentleman still not quite doing it despite the tiny side blast zones. Great tech! Jeez.
Wow! Was he like 145?
Yeah, man, I mean,
Damn.
162 after the hit. Like, that's crazy. That's
Look,
absolutely insane.
I know Yoshi is heavy and he'll be living stuff like that longer. Maybe he had just a better tech window because he flies a little slower because of it. At least out of like knockback, balloon knockback, whatever. But still, man, that's a hell of a percent to tech at. I feel like he was really like pressing the threshold there, Turtle. If I'm being completely honest, just a couple more percent, I feel like that definitely would have been it.
Like 3 or 4 more percent, that would have been it. However, I think something that's been very important, even though Quack won that game 2, he didn't take Burst's first 2 stocks until a very, very late percent. And I think we're seeing a lot of that in this game because Burst has, again, like, he took a stock at the very, very end of the percent, but this time Burst is stealing his stocks much more consistently. It just seems like Burst's damage output is far more consistent than Quack's.
Honestly, yeah. I feel like Quack is just not getting as much off of his grabs, which he hasn't even really been getting too much of anyway, or just his punishes. You see him right there, doing 2 falling up airs out of a short hop. Now finally able to land 3 in a row that time around by getting under him and fishing for the knee that time. But Burst saying he wants absolutely none of that and just drifting away back to stage safely, going for the Yoshi up throw. That's cursed. I don't think I've ever even seen that. If I'm being honest, I didn't even know Yoshi had one.
It's true, man. No one uses that move. It does like no damage. The down throw is a better pseudo combo or true combo throw, depending on the character.
Yeah, man, it's like Luigi up throw. Doesn't exist.
Yeah. I will never use it ever, unless it's an accident. Actually, who knows?
Yeah, honestly, I remember this one friendly I was playing with my friend, and I just kept trying to kill him with Luigi up throw, just because, like, just because. Just to see if I could. Sometimes you gotta let him know.
Exactly.
All right. Well, that was beautiful by Burst. Honestly, like, I wholeheartedly agree with what you said, Turtle Hands. I feel like Burst damage output in his punish game has just been a lot better than Quack throughout this game. I feel like Quack has been beating him to the punch and intercepting his approaches where he has to get just raw hits to kill. But in terms of his like punishes and his like punish game and his combo game, I feel like Burst has really been landing a lot of these more consistently. Like we see Quack fishing for up airs a lot, and once he lands one, just keeps up airing. Doesn't really try to stray out of the marketplace with that one, see if he can get a bigger punish, which makes sense because it's a Yoshi. But either way, it's still been a lot more consistent on Burst's end from what we've seen, and as a result, he's up 2-1 so far.
Yeah, I'm surprised to see PS2 come back, but I mean, hey, it's a pretty neutral stage. It's 1-1 apiece on this stage specifically, so I don't know, maybe Quack thinks he can get some mojo back on this stage, but Burst so far is doing a good job of keeping him out and, I mean, aggressive with those neutral airs out of shield. That's just such a tough tool for Falcon to deal with.
For sure, man, for sure. But he's going to hang back and just ran his way back on the stage, dash in and out, and utilize that speed to his advantage, rather than having to deal with something like that up close regardless. I'm liking what I'm seeing from Quack so far. He's just utilizing Falcon speed, drifting in and out this time around, just sort of pacing himself a little bit more. And more than anything else, I feel like, I mean, he hasn't really accomplished it yet, if I'm being honest, but I feel like Quack, whenever he's on stage, is just trying to control the pace of the match a little bit more, rather than just hit him where he can. Doesn't matter if you get that tech with no double jump.
Yeah, I mean, Yoshi, one of those characters that just does not have the luxury of having an up B. And his up B height is dependent on how much vertical momentum he has, so even if he did use up B, he probably would have gone nowhere. It's crazy.
Yeah.
Still able to even up those stocks, however, with a nice tech chase into that down smash. I think Quack getting that stock is definitely huge for the momentum. And yeah, he's whiff punishing these short hops with this Raptor boost super, super well. If he can hang on to this lead, not go crazy doing some kind of stupid approach, I think he can make this happen.
Yeah, I feel like he's getting so conditioned by his combos on his own end. I feel like I saw him go through up throw knee. It didn't work. And as a result, he went through for up throw up air and up air again. Not up throw, I meant just up air is my mistake. And he went for it twice that time, even though it wasn't really the optimal thing to do there. So, just because it didn't work the first time. I mean, I definitely admire him trying to mix it up, but I feel like Quack is not always going for the optimal punish when he gets it. Maybe he's involved in that aforementioned punish game before, but my god, Punish game's not going to matter if you got drifts like that on the way back to the level, man. That was tight spacing on the part of Quack to survive there.
Yeah, man. I mean, the survivability's there, but again, we see this trouble securing the stock. Yoshi just so slippery, almost taking it with that back air. I mean, geez, how are you going to catch this dinosaur? He's like covered in soap or something, but finally grabs on and lets him go with that Falcon dive. But an even set, man, that's crazy.
Right back at it with the tilt kill confirms, man. It's very important, man. If you're a Yoshi player, you're going to love to use those tilts. Yoshi gets a lot off of them, man. Just popping him right into the air with an F tilt or an up tilt into the up air strings for sure. Already got 59% on this Falcon's final stock, tacking that up to 90 with 2 more hits. 110 this time around.
Oh,
and
no.
the stock, my God, that's how it falls apart. Holy moly.
Yo, Quack had no idea how to get down from the air.